Welcome to the Equipped Agronomy Podcast, where we bridge the gap between seeding equipment and agronomy. My name is Curtis DeGoyer. I work as an agronomist here at Borgo Industries, which this podcast is brought to you by the way, Borgo Industries. And we have Jeff Strukoff, other agronomist here at Borgo. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, how you doing, Curtis?
Good.
You're looking good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Feeling great, actually.
Good.
Sun shining. It's a good day here in St. Bruce, Saskatchewan, Canada. So today, this topic is going to be, I would say, somewhat new. I don't know where it's going to go.
It's always an adventure. I'm looking forward to finding out exactly what you're going to talk about.
We are going to talk about winter canola. Winter canola today.
Yes,
actually.
that was
something that is not really common.
Not where we're
Western
from,
Canada,
by any means, actually. But it was an interesting experience.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's ongoing, right? Winter canola. So I wanted to look at what we mean by winter canola. And then, because a lot of places that winter canola is grown, rapeseed is grown, which canola comes from rapeseed. So a couple of the differences, though. So when we talk about canola, we got winter canola, we got spring canola, right? Where did canola come from, right? It was bred here in, I don't know what university was the U of S? I'm not even sure. Canola basically breaks down to Canadian oil. And what that means, it's a low uric acid and a low glucosinolates. That's the definition to make it a canola, which is it was actually referred to as Lear. Lear is low uric acid rape. But then they basically said in the 80s, okay, well, if you're going to have these traits for the oil, it's just going to be called canola. Okay. I was actually doing
good
some
clarification.
research
Good
on
clarification on that.
Yes, because it's going to become important when we start talking about rapeseed, which is also a winter crop, like canola, very similar, except for it's referred to and still referred to and bought down in southern states and in some different areas as here, which is a high uric acid rape. So we have here, but we don't ever talk about Lear, because Lear is canola.
Is canola.
We got spring and we got winter canola. So we grow spring canola here in Western Canada.
Do we, in fact, actually have a registered winter canola variety in Western Canada?
See, that's where I'm very somewhat confused. I think the answer to that is no, because it is registered, though.
That was a leading question. The answer is no.
The answer is no. But I don't understand why. Like, what's the difference then? Because I can't find a oil profile difference between winter canola and spring canola.
I think it's a technicality, but I don't know that for sure.
Yeah. And, you try to find it. Maybe, I hope. We'll just throw it out there in the universe and someone will get back to us. So.
There you go.
Yeah,
Good.
But you're right. There is no registered to be able to be grown on a large scale. We can grow it in a trial. We know that.
No, we got clarification on that.
We got that.
But we can't sell that canola into the canola system for some reason.
Yeah, I always thought it was because the oil was different, but I'm not seeing that.
Haven't quite figured out what we're going to do with it if it actually does survive the winter.
Heat your house with it? We don't even know if this is... We'll get into what we did with some trials with this stuff, but we'll see if it survives up here in old northern Saskatchewan. It is registered, though, in eastern Canada.
Correct.
So in Ontario, they do have winter canola and spring canola both.
And registered varieties.
The one that's kind of, I would say, the most popular is Mercedes. Mercedes winter canola, which is it's a conventional canola. Right?
Yes.
It's not...
Non-herbicide tolerant.
Non-herbicide tolerant. So we're going to bring back some old
stuff.
Yeah. Then we're getting into your realm. I don't even know what... It's not Liberty.
Oh, I got a cocktail we can use. It'll be clean as a whip. Don't you worry.
No, that's what I'm looking forward to.
That's Curtis's way of calling me old. He's very polite.
You're very experienced with older technology.
Old technology.
I'm trying not to use the word old, but more used products. Anyway. So winter canola, and why are we interested in this? Well, if you go into Montana, where else? Washington, they stopped growing spring canola. Go down into Colorado. I was at a no-till conference there in Colorado. The reason that they're not growing spring canola has a lot to do with the flowering time.
For the exact same reason they grow winter wheat.
Exactly. Yeah.
They want to beat the heat.
Beat the heat. So you get really hot. You start seeding spring stuff because you can. I mean, you can seed it. But then it flowers right during their kind of traditional hot periods and doesn't do very well, right? When we see that up here, if we get a hot summer, we'll have some blasting. Well, they're almost guaranteed to get it all blasted. So they're actually seeding, a lot of times September, and then harvesting. That's already harvested by June.
End of June, yeah.
End of June. And so the combines are rolling. I had the opportunity to go down into Tennessee, Kansas, talk with some producers down there. We've got a demo drill, just kind of dipping our toe in the water of what this is like. But what I found out, on the rotation wise, right, is that we go, or down there, a very typical rotation is, okay, year one, you grow corn. So you seed in the spring, C4 crop, likes the heat, can take it, harvest it. I would say, before September, August sometime, get it off. And then they'll go and put a winter crop in, right? So then you'll have, a winter wheat or a winter barley, or then you'll have winter canola or rapeseed, right? And then goes through the winter, grows, they harvest it in June, get it off, and then they put in soybeans.
Yeah.
And then they'll put in the soybeans, harvest them that fall.
So three crops in 2 years.
3 crops in 2 years. And that's what's referred to as double cropping. I was always a little bit, I would say confused on what was the term really meant of double cropping. Is that intercropping? Is that like cover cropping? But double cropping means, 2 crops in 1 year, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And that's the easiest way to go. But basically 3 crops in 2 years. So
yeah.
So anyway, that was good to understand. With that one though, so winter canola versus spring canola, I would say one of the bigger challenges. We grow winter crops up here, like fall rye. We like our fall rye. Some winter wheat.
Yeah, fall rye is a lot more hardy than winter wheat, but there is some winter wheat up here too, though.
Yeah, but typically when you grow a cereal like that, we're talking we want lots of snow coverage, right? We want
correct. Yeah,
we want to go into stubble. We want tall stuff to catch the snow, so that that winter crop is kind of protected. Right, and that's what we've always kind of set it up as. Winter canola is a little bit different, and this is one where we're still learning. We're both agronomists here, but when you find a crop that you haven't grown, you got to find out some more information about it. Winter canola doesn't like that so much. It actually, it was funny. Here, quick story. Down at Burlington, they're at their no-till conference in a group, and they're giving a presentation. This company, is trying to get more winter canola in. And they're saying how you cannot no-till canola. You have to work the ground before you seed your canola. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know what we do. I don't know. I have 11 million acres up here in Western Canada, no-till canola. Like, I don't know. I think it works all right. But the issue isn't the fact of getting the seed up and growing. It's that if there's trash around, when that crop starts to grow, it has to grow above that trash, right? And we've seen that before where if you go into like the cotyledon's kind of this lanky little thing or like little spindly thing and goes up, it gets through, opens up, gets the sunlight, and then it's off to the races. But if that's a winter crop, well, now you got your growing point so much higher above the ground that what I believe the term referred to is pull down. You can't pull that back down then to kind of survive the winter. So the no-till situation with a winter canola is a lot more important for winter survivability.
Well, we're going to find out.
Yes.
Maybe that's a good time to transition and just talk about the trial and how we set that up and
what we're doing up here.
Yeah, we're going to find some stuff out.
We want to learn more about winter canola. The only way to do that is to grow some. So we did. We give her. So we set this up on a quarter of land here where we tilled, I'll say half, a chunk of the land, and then we left some no-till. That went into winter or fall rye stubble, so pretty heavy stubble.
Yeah.
We got Selford came out and gave us a little demo there of their Halo.
Very, very cool piece of equipment.
That machine's kind of neat. You can adjust the independent disc, and you can adjust them to be like
aggressive or not aggressive or whatever. Yeah,
that was kind of neat.
I think it did a fantastic job, actually.
It went through, played around with a little bit of it. Point being, we wanted to till a bit, and then we wanted to no-till some other stuff. So we want to see how this works, especially I would consider our winter is going to be some of the most harsh that the winter canola is going to be grown in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we looked at a couple different things. One of the things we looked at, actually, we already mentioned Mercedes, but we got a couple different varieties as well. So we want to see if there's a difference between survivability, hardiness with different varieties. Mm-hmm. We got 3 varieties out there. I thought that was neat. And we got 2 different seeding rates with those varieties as well. So typical seeding rates, winter canola, is a little bit lower, actually, than our spring seeded stuff. And is that so it branches out, I guess?
To be determined.
I don't know. Yeah, we went, what did we do?
2 different rates.
200,000 seeds an acre, which is about 4.6 seeds. And then we went 300,000 seeds per acre, almost 7 seeds a square foot. So yeah, a little bit lower than our spring stuff. Actually, those are kind of the rates we're into now for spring stuff. But in any case, that's what we did. Then we also play with some fertility, and I think this one's going to be really neat. And I am actually seeing some differences out there already with this crop coming up. So this was seeded in September.
It was a little later but it had to fit in with harvest. That was the thing.
That's the challenge.
Yeah, there's a lot of work going on at that time, and we had to fit it in, but we knew we had to get it in the ground. So it probably was maybe a week later.
It wasn't near the start of September, though.
But we had, was, yeah.
That's the other thing. Canola, winter canola, I always thought, you get it in, get it growing, you want it small. Nope. You want it to be like a rosette.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's very neat. For anybody who grows winter canola that's listening to this, they're like, oh man, you guys sound like a bunch of...
Yeah.
But it's like I was trying to grow corn. I don't know what to do.
Hey, we grew corn this year. It actually turned out really good. I had some last night. Sweet corn in St. Bruce, Saskatchewan.
Yeah, there you go. So that worked out well. But yeah, so we want the crop up and going. So that's why we thought the fertility in these very short fall growing seasons, it could be really important. So the fertility being seed place phosphorus.
You mentioned that there was a noticeable difference last time we were out there.
We tried some without, and then we'd have some with. Because a lot of the guys I talk to, they don't put anything in with their seed. Because a lot of these areas, they don't have the winter. So their crop, they're almost too concerned about it, or more concerned about it getting too big in the fall. So that it won't overwinter correctly. Whereas we're a little bit more concerned it's too small. So giving it that little phosphorus, little pop-up, get it going, could be beneficial for us.
And we've had a remarkable fall because, other than last night, it hasn't froze to date.
We're already into October here, and it got first frost.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
The other thing on the fertility side, not on phosphorus, but with nitrogen, and we've done this with our fall rye crops before, where we front load everything, right? That's how we grow our crop. We put it down the mid-row banders, 1 bander for 2 openers. We put it all down, 1 pass. And then it's done. Nutrients are in the ground. We don't have to top dress, don't have to go over top again the next spring. It works very, very well. Actually, to that point, the fall rye, our first operation in that field this year
was harvest.
No spraying, no fertility, no fungicide.
Yep, just let her go.
So that was neat. So we want to try that again with canola. How does that differ? So we're
definitely going to spray the canola, though.
We're going to have to spray some
It's
canola.
not I don't think it's going to be as good a competitor as rye is. Rye is kind of a weed, but canola will keep her clean.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Actually, down in a lot of these areas where they grow winter canola, one of their benefits is not having to spray herbicide. Yeah, but they do get the crop a little bit bigger before going into winter, so that'll be something to take note of. So all the nitrogen going down in the band, or we do have some where we are going to broadcast some treated nitrogen in the spring to see how it differs for us there. So I think that's kind of the way we have it lined up. So we've got fertility, phosphorus or no phosphorus, nitrogen in the ground or broadcast in the spring. We've got some different varieties. We've got
black
a couple
ground,
different
stubble.
Yeah, we got a couple different seeding rates, and then like you said, we got the work ground versus not work ground, and I think that one's going to be very interesting. Mm-hmm. So down in one thing we're looking at, right, is how do we, if this crop is to take off. The equipment is needed for it to fit into the grower's operation, right? And a lot of growers right now are using planters with their winter canola to, because they have it already. Spacing wise, we don't need it on 7.5 inch spacing. We could probably do 15s, could maybe do 30s, but I mean, guys are doing it because they have the planter, and a lot of planters are on 30. It's fine. It just doesn't fill in as nice, right? Then you're going to have to spray. And,
now you never really achieve row closure.
Yeah, not at 30s.
And there's just, I don't know. We've got
maybe, but yeah, not that I've seen.
Resistant biotypes of weeds out there. It seems like the wider you get, the more biomass you accumulate, just because it's tougher to control. So narrower seeding where we are seems to work better.
Yeah, but then you want it.
But I don't think you have to go 7.5 either. Like 10 seems to be like the sweet spot.
Yep. 10 up. Yeah. I mean, we've done what, 10, 20 inch spacing on spring canola.
Yeah.
But winter canola should be even, what is the word, could branch out even more.
Bigger?
It should be a bigger plant, right?
Simple word, bigger.
It'll be bigger per plant.
I guess the first thing we got to do is assess survivability first thing in the spring and see what we got left.
What are we trying to accomplish with this trial? Are we really thinking that, winter canola is just going to take over up here? I don't know.
Well,
it's a pretty short growing season. There's a lot of good winter crops already that don't get grown because everyone's so busy in the fall.
The potential yield potential, though, is bigger than traditional canola varieties. So I don't know. Maybe it could catch on.
Guys talk about 20-30% higher yields.
Yeah.
Like if we start,
maybe it is worthwhile getting the drill out in August or September.
Could you imagine if we got 100 bushel canola? Oof.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Might turn some heads on that one, but I don't know. We'll see if it even survives. We might get 1 bushel. I'm looking forward to it. And again, it's just to gain some more knowledge around this crop, why we're doing it, because it is a prominent crop though, down into the US market there. I think there's some challenges that we can hopefully overcome with our equipment. Going into no-till, having a no-till machine that can go into corn stubble. Corn stubble is a beast.
Yeah, there's a lot of material.
So can you get into that without having to do an operation? Because it's, some of the numbers are like, it's $15-20 an acre to till up per acre, that corn stubble. And if you got to hit it twice, well, that's a significant amount. And those are the numbers that are coming back from, some of the guys I'm chatting with. So going straight into corn, right after corn, getting it up and going, there could be some possibilities there. So it's it's an interesting crop. Now, where they're selling it, a lot of the winter canola does go into kind of the human consumption or cooking with it and stuff. So that's the low uric acid. The high uric acid, there's market for that too, though. Typically, that's actually a higher amount I've been finding per bushel, but you get lower yield with it. But that goes into more industrial uses.
Lubricants.
And plastics. And
biodiesel.
Yeah, some different things like that. So there is markets for both. You got to keep them separate, though. That's the one thing. But so I think we got a real challenge ahead of us there in understanding it a little bit better. But I think there's a huge opportunity with it too. And I'm really excited to see what it does here with what we got. What we got out in the field. So, I don't know, disease-wise, I don't think we have to, I haven't heard anything spraying for it, but we'll just keep an eye on it and
player by ear.
Learn a little bit more about it. Player by leer.
Oh, tired humor. I love it.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
It is terrible. Well, I think with that, we'll leave that discussion there. I think it's going to be interesting moving forward. And then we'll be able to come back to that next year, I think, with some results, I'm hoping, and be able to shine some more light on it and gain a little bit more knowledge. So
that'll be good.
We'll leave her there. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a great day.